Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Irresistible and I am a manifestation and soul realignment coach. My channel is geared towards helping you become your highest potential so that you can create and live the extraordinary life that is your birthright. In today's video, I'll be answering some questions about manifesting. These are some of the questions that I've gotten in comments, and I thought they were very good questions and warranted a video. And I will be doing a part 2 of this. So if you have any questions you'd like to have answered in a video, then please do write them down in the comments below. But before we get started, just a quick reminder that I offer both email and video coaching. So if you require any help in manifesting your desires, I can definitely help you with that. You can find all the information in the description below. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon in order to receive a notification anytime I upload a new video. So let's get started. Just a disclaimer before I begin. I want to remind you that anytime you are asking me a question about will this work or will this not work, I want to remind you that you are the one who decides if something works or doesn't work. Whatever you assume has to manifest. So if you want something to work in your favor, you say, well, this works. It's really just about reminding yourself that you're the operant power, you're the one who decides, you're the one who assumes, and you're the one who manifests. So yes, you may be asking me for validation, but always remind yourself that you're the one who's making the assumptions. And sometimes intuitively, you'll have the answer. Of course, you can always ask me your questions. I'm more than happy to answer, but always remember that you are the one who decides and has the ability to assume whatever it is you want to assume. And you can assume things in your favor. So starting with the questions, do binaural tones interfere with the affirmations? So before we get into the answer to that, what are binaural beats? So binaural beats are basically an auditory phenomena that enters sound into your brain at two different frequencies. So one would be through the left ear and one through the right ear, and then it's interpreted by the brain as a low frequency pulsation, which then impacts your brainwave activity. So the beats are actually influencing your brain into going into a specific frequency or a state, because our brains do have a natural tendency to respond to the frequency of an external stimulus, a dominant frequency, essentially. And this causes your brain to become more receptive, depending on what the range of frequencies are. So you have the alpha frequency, or alpha waves, are helpful for stress reduction, creativity, visualization, mental reprogramming. So actually, the alpha state is very good for reprogramming of your subconscious mind. The beta waves are very helpful for confidence building, leadership, money making, mental agility, and so on. The theta waves are for deep relaxation, meditation, helping with insomnia, tension relief, lucid dreaming. So depending on what your goal is, you would then incorporate these binaural beats into your subliminal affirmations. And there are special softwares out there that help you do that. And then it makes your brain more receptive to the affirmations. So to answer your question, absolutely, they do not interfere, they help. I hope that is clear. Moving to the next question. Does it matter in what language you say your affirmations? Here, I would tell you to use the language that you're most practiced in. So for example, for me, I would not be able to say my affirmations in Arabic or to listen to them in Arabic. I'm much more practiced in English. However, I want to tell you, if you have an affirmation tape that's been given to you or an audio that's in a language that's not your first language, your subconscious mind can still receive it. If it understands it, it receives it. That my recommendation is to choose the one that you're most practiced in. If it's something that you have no control over and it's a language that's not your practice language, it will still work. The next question, are sleep track affirmations alone enough, or do I have to support and stabilize it by also consciously affirming? That's a very good question. The thing I want to tell you, Neville Goddard frequently said that if you visualize something in the state akin to sleep, it was that much more powerful than any opposing thought you had during the day. Ultimately, on its own, it can be enough. The key here, I want to tell you, you don't even need to be affirming to manifest. This is something I go back and say again and again. The key is your opposing thoughts. But if you're telling me that you are listening to affirmations as you're going to sleep and then spending the rest of the day opposing it, according to Neville Goddard, the sleep meditation on its own is enough. So technically, yes, it's enough to do it on its own, even if you are opposing it. Now, my suggestion, that's my personal suggestion, is if you're finding your thoughts spiraling during the day, just consciously affirm them. It's not a must if you have a control over your opposing thoughts. That's the key, is if you have a control on it, you're not opposing your desires by thinking in opposition, or you're having limiting assumptions around your ability to manifest, then it's perfectly okay. You don't have to affirm. So my suggestion, if you're listening to the audio while you're going to sleep and then during the day, if you have an opposing thought, try to just consciously affirm in that moment. That's my suggestion. But again, that's what Neville Goddard says, is not necessarily. So here, whatever you assume has to manifest. So remember that. There's no right or wrong. In the end, it's really about what you resonate with. Going to the next question. What is possible and not possible? For example, I'd like to reality shift to a different reality that is completely different from this one. You could say fantasy-esque. I already use affirmations such as, I am now a reality shifter. I am now reality shifting every night. So going into the question of what is possible and what is not possible, everything is possible. Like, you can't be the operant power and the manifester of your reality and the creator of your reality and then say, well, then it only works in certain cases. Then you're not, right? So anything is possible. The only limitation is your inner assumptions about what's possible. Period. That's it. That's it. For this, for reality jumping, for shifting realities, drastic shifting of realities, going into a fantasy world, I highly recommend you check out Bashar's teachings. Bashar, who's channeled by Daryl Anka. He talks a lot about that. And there's a whole community that talks about that. I recommend you go and check that out. So definitely anything is possible. How many affirmations should someone use at a time? I'm currently using 27 different affirmations in my sleep track. So I'm not one of those coaches who says you need to confine your affirmations to just a few. But I'll explain what I mean in a minute, because it's not in absolute terms. When you're talking about a specific topic, let's say money or love or health, when all the affirmations are around that same topic, it's like a rampage. So absolutely it works. There's no limit, because they're all really saying the same thing, right? It's when you're talking about money, it's all about, I have a lot of money in my life, right? So that the whole message is the same. Now, would I recommend that you do money affirmations and love and health and well-being all in one track and dilute them all? No, I don't recommend that. So yes, you can absolutely say a lot of affirmations. The thing I want to tell you is when you're listening to them, it's easier to have more affirmations than when you're saying them. But again, you may be rampaging, so you might be saying a bunch of different affirmations around the same topic that have really the same message. So that's perfectly okay, but it just may seem harder to say more affirmations than saying a fewer number of affirmations. But you absolutely can also rampage. A bit off topic, I also don't know if you have experience with reality shifting or not. Do reality shifts behave similar to dreams? As in, you wake up and forget the majority of it the first few minutes after being awake. In the way you're asking the question, my answer is no, because it's not like a dream. It's an actual reality shift where you shift and you can stay there. The idea is, though, that sometimes you may see something that's so out of it that your brain can't make sense of it, and so you may go back to the previous reality. That's the only thing. But technically, no, it wouldn't be something you forget. Dreams are similar, but no, you don't remember them, and most of the time you end up forgetting them, so it's not the same thing. Okay, so this is the last question. I just wonder how long it's going to take for me to manifest and what potentially can interfere with my subconscious beliefs and manifestations. Regarding the first part of the question, how long it's going to take me, you're the one who decides. It can happen instantly. It can happen in 1 day. It can happen in 2 days. You're the one who has the assumption about that. Conceptually, you can manifest very fast. It's just about what you assume is possible for you. And I spoke about this, like shifting realities. We're just used to having a consistent timeline where things kind of unfold to give the illusion that there's consistency, but it doesn't mean you can't shift completely. So it's really all up to you. It's really all up to you on how fast you are willing to see things shift, right? So you're the one who decides. I can never tell you. And again, here I always tell people to not compare themselves to other people because we also have different conditioning. I'll be talking about that in another video. I know that, yes, sometimes you have more to work with depending on your upbringing, depending on your age, but don't manifest that, right? So don't make that a hindrance in your manifesting. You release it, you say, I've released everything and I am moving forward. I easily manifest everything that I want. I manifest very fast. You can affirm for manifesting as well. So technically you can just affirm for manifesting, and that alone will help you manifest anything that you want. So don't build assumptions that there's a lot of programming that I have to work through in order to manifest and there are things that are holding me back. No. Again, if you have a lot of patterns in your life and things that you're holding on to, just bring those to your conscious awareness. You say, well, that's my assumption that I need to work very hard to manifest, or that it takes time to manifest. You need to kind of release these. But nothing can stand in the way of you getting what you want. It's just you working on that and bringing it into your conscious awareness. I hope you liked this video. I hope this was informative. And if you have any more questions, just a reminder, put them in the description below. I will be doing a part 2 of answering your questions. If you like this video, then please like, comment, and share. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.